From sideline to sideline, home and away, high school competition fields across the state of Indiana are lined year-round with passionate players, coaches, and fans. But recently, the Indiana High School Athletic Association has put an emphasis on connecting that passion to sportsmanship. In January, executive leaders from the IHSAA reported the total number of unsporting events at high school games has gone down compared to the 2017-2018 seasons.
So coach ejections are down, unsporting reports in general are down, ejection of student athletes are down.
Despite the upward trend, some argue there's more to the story.
It almost sounds to me like they've concentrated on one issue and had success there, and there's another issue that they've kind of forgotten and it needs to be addressed.
The same report from the IHSAA revealed there was one area of sportsmanship that had gotten worse, and in fact, much worse.
But what we see increasing, 75% or more over last year's numbers, are the ejections of our fans.
A recent study from the National Association of Sports Officials surveyed nearly 20,000 officials across the nation, and they found the number one reason why officials did not return to the field was because of unruly treatment from the fans in the stands.
The reason they leave the profession is because of the way they're treated. And it's a lot to ask of an individual to be perfect. But that seemingly is what our fans continue to expect.
When it's emotional, you yell. That's like water off a duck's back to me. When they intentionally say something trying to make a point, that I sit there and I go, what they're doing is trying to disrespect me.
A high school football referee with 29 years of experience, John Martin argues this type of behavior stems from the idea that parents often watch the game with their heart instead of their eyes.
It's our society, and they don't look at the game with the blinders that a referee does.
And I will tell you that that $5 ticket is not a license to berate someone on the court or the field. But we're seeing that happen.
The question facing the IHSAA now becomes who was initially responsible for changing this behavior and for keeping our referees in their pinstripes.
I think it starts from the top in the schools. It starts with if you want to go to the top, you can go as high as the superintendent, but inside the building, the principals, the counselors, the teachers.
I think it's everyone's responsibility. There's not one soul who could stand there and point to another and say, it's your job. Certainly not mine.
From the sidelines to the stands, the discussion is clear. Without high school officials, there are no high school sports.
I don't remember having to have the conversation about what's appropriate behavior. But that's a normal conversation now. But our schools are having them.
Reporting from Indianapolis, Samantha Johnson, NewsLink, Indiana.